what you are. Forgive me.
The last of my wound.
I'll open up on another window. Excuse me. You said what? It's about like a hour or so. Like 45 minutes, I think. Hi, stream. Do you remember me? I don't know who this Tyler Spoiler nerd is. I know a Tyler, but I don't think that's his last name. Alright, Twitch is like slow. YouTube is acting stupid. Ever since I updated my Twitch on my phone, it's been acting up too, though. Oh no. I might have to do like a quick restart or something. You hearing what? I might have to do like a quick restart. Yeah, I hear it too. I don't know where that's coming from though. What? Oh, you're asking law questions, bro. I have to like rewind or something. Just not acting stupid. I might have to restart, maybe. I don't know. Everything's black.
Hello,
Alright.
everybody. Welcome back. It's DevStream 170.
I'm gonna rewind a bit. This is no bueno. It's like YouTube is just like nope. Alright, Coder's acting up too. I might have to stop and restart real quick. Give me a
Our drum shot.
Exactly.
It's a grab bag, so you don't know what one you're gonna get.
Exactly. There's obviously the 3 that you know, could pick from, and you're going to get 2 of those for
If you watch the whole time.
if you watch the whole time, start to finish. You will get 2.
You're trapped with us.
Yeah.
Now, is it true that you might have injured yourself?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Don't know what you dug.
Is that a glove or like I can't
It's
quite.
it's a style statement.
Oh,
It's-
really?
Yeah.
So it's like a new fashion accessory to get a cast
Yeah,
on your wrist
actually.
that you broke?
Yeah.
And
It's-
is it true that Megan actually gave away how that happened?
I don't know why it's acting dumb.
To God.
Dagoth.
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 Yep.
Well, who knows?
I guess freezing even though
we'll find
Luckily,
out.
in-game pronouncement is.
Luckily, grandmother will pronounce
Yep.
it correctly for
Yep.
us eventually. We'll find out.
Okay.
We will be in the test build today, so you might see some pH stuff, some work in
get rid of these alright though. We don't need those right now.
progress stuff, but we'll walk you through it. It's actually, obviously it's Thursday. Thursday, so it's a double stream today. So we'll have this stream and then prime times later on.
See, the lag is crazy right now.
With myself as well, so you'll see me twice. Myself and Zach.
You just gotta do it straight because this
Yeah,
one's
I'm
gonna.
just gonna stay here. I'm not moving. The Twitch drop for today.
Oh wait, my wallpaper's active. Oops. I need to turn that off.
Today's stream is
Are you messaging me in the Warframe chat room right now, dude? Bruh. I'm trying to get the idiot to freaking work right now. Give me a second.
Like tears of joy, but you're
Yeah.
just.
One
Like
second.
crying. I was like,
Yeah.
what happened?
It's just a lot. It's a lot of good.
That's just OBS acting up. That's why. Okay. Yeah, it's over there now. It's hard for me to say that I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me. I'm gonna have to end stream again.
We'll see.
What happens in Vegas
Stays in Vegas. It is a free event. It's going to be happening on October 21st. It's going to be at the Paris Hotel. We rented a ballroom. It's going to be Abyss of Dagothussy. The community team. We are headed to Las Vegas, Nevada for none other than TwitchCon 2023 and returning to our roots, Tenno VIP 2023.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
cool.
that.
What? No way.
Oh, look at all our friends.
Apparently
No,
we did not get
So
invited.
even though you're in the asset, you're not going. But thank you for your picture. We are going to be throwing Tenno VIP 2023. If you're unfamiliar what this means, it basically is the community team going to an event, renting out a restaurant or whatever it may be, and just having a really good time with our community. There'll be prizes. I might give away a legendary core because I have no boundaries. We'll see.
What happens in Vegas?
It stays in Vegas. It is a free event. It's going to be happening on October 21st. It's going to be at the Paris Hotel. We rented a ballroom. It's going to be Abyss of Dagoth themed. I have a cardboard cutout of Dagoth because she doesn't have a head. And
Oh,
you
do
can go,
players get to put her face in
Yes.
it?
I'm so excited. I'm so
What would I want more in life?
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Moving on from this
Moving
I'll just work
on.
on opening this.
Last but not least, TanoCon related. If you were there, obviously watched it, you'll know that we had a first time ever live symphony performance of the Deviri music. It was beautiful, it was stunning, it was incredible. We recently got news that the Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony, who are the orchestra individuals doing that Deviri music, recently abruptly filed for bankruptcy to the surprise of all of our musicians, which was really unfortunate, really sad. And DE has donated to support those musicians, but if you also feel compelled to do the same to support our lovely Deviri musicians as well as all the other musicians as part of the Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony. You can do !symphony in Twitch chat. It will send you a link to their GoFundMe if you feel the need to support them. They did an incredible job at TanoCon, and we just hope that they can obviously get back on their feet and make some more incredible music, because they are absolutely incredible musicians, and we love them.
Yeah, and supporting the arts, I think if you can, that would be amazing.
Are you? Did I do a good job?
Yeah, you did.
Picking beans?
They smell great.
They smell incredible.
Yeah.
They taste better.
Okay,
All
wow,
right.
okay.
Moving on to
Coffee nerds.
what's next. October is
Everyone tuned in.
October is a big month. We have a lot of things going on. We'll get into the Abyss of Dagoth update, but we also have some in-person things happening. The community team, we are headed to Las Vegas, Nevada for for none other than TwitchCon 2023 and returning to our roots, Tenno VIP 2023.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
cool.
that.
What? No way.
Oh, look at all our friends.
Apparently
No,
we did not get
So
invited.
even though you're in the asset, you're not going. But thank you for your picture. We are going to be throwing Tenno VIP 2023. If you're unfamiliar what this means, it basically is the community team going to an event, renting out a restaurant or whatever it may be, and just having a really good time with our community. There'll be prizes. I might give away a legendary core because I have no boundaries. We'll see.
What happens in Vegas
Stays in Vegas. It is a free event. It's going to be happening on October 21st. It's going to be at the Paris Hotel. We rented a ballroom. It's going to be Abyss of Dagoth themed. I have a cardboard cutout of Dagoth because she doesn't have a head. And
Oh, do players get to put her face
Yes.
in it?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh my
I
God.
can't wait to
idea.
be there.
You can wear a costume, get spooky. It's going to be a really fun time. You can do exclamation point Tenno VIP.
Someone should dress up as Steve, so it's like Steve is there.
Ah, some Steve cosplay.
Yeah, because that's easier than inviting me.
It is.
Yep.
One less plane ride. Exclamation point Tenno VIP if you would like to RSVP your tickets. We do have a limited amount. We have a limited amount of
Please
space.
only RSVP if you know you're going.
Yes.
Like, please.
Please and thank you. If you're going to be in the TwitchCon area of Las Vegas and you want to come to Tenno VIP on the Saturday, please come. Would love to see you, hang out with you. We're going to try and get back to these next year because we're, back in that traveling realm of the world, I guess. But this is the start of it. So we're excited to be back. TwitchCon as well. We'll be walking around.
Las Vegas, and you go to Magic Mike. It's not a strip show, okay? It's acrobatics and dance, okay?
And they give you fake money, which was so Oh, sorry.
I tried to pretend our trip was respectable, Megan, and you ruined it.
Fake money is respectable. Moving along. We lost nothing. We gained everything. Moving along. Also in October, although it's spooky month and we have really fun things happening, it's also a very special month for Warframe and Digital Extremes because we have our Quest to Conquer Cancer campaign that will be running for the entire month of October. We're going to be raising money toward the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, which is actually located right down the road in Toronto, and you're going to be unlocking special rewards for yourself. As you can see, we have the incredible Conquera collection of items, and I actually am in game right now, Danny, if you want to flop on over here. I have myself decked out in all of the Conquera items. So obviously we have previous years, we have the chest ribbon, we have the shoulders, and then what is going to be unlocked this year if you reach the incentive is the leg armor, which will complete the Conquera collection for Quest to Conquer Cancer. And of course, we'll have other fun incentives
Please
along
tell
the
me
way.
you're showing. The UI. Not yet.
I'm getting
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We have some beautiful display by fan artist Melee Bun that could be yours. We have a new glyph and sigil. We have a new Vermink flute. Oh, it's the in-game version right there on my floor. And then we have IRL version. This was actually voted by you guys last year on what floof you guys wanted to see for this year's campaign, and you got the Vermink. So there you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. There's a tumbler.
I can
And
play
there's
with
the
my,
tumbler with
my
the
deer
art.
shirt.
We have the toque. Oh, it is a very exciting time to be a Warframer. And as well, as Reb mentioned, UI theme.
I don't know if you've seen this yet. Oh, okay. It's
I have.
Oh, wild.
yeah.
Look at that. New
Yeah.
Conquera theme and background, and it works exquisitely with other themes as
Oh
well.
my
Look
God,
at
it's so
that.
good.
Ah.
That is.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's beautiful. Another incentive for just the entire month campaign of October. It's going to be kicking off on October 2nd. Danny and myself will do a lovely little kickoff stream on Monday and get you all up to speed with what the incentives are and how the month is going to play out with our awesome creators doing their Quest to Conquer Cancer streams. It's going to be another epic month. Very excited for it. So we'll see you October 2nd for that.
That's great.
It's gonna be so good.
Also in October, Tenotober. If you are an artist and you enjoy Inktober, this is Warframe's version of it, where we do really awesome Warframe prompts for your artists. So
What's the first prompt? Do we know?
I can tell you in 20 in Vegas, right?
Are you a beat poet now? What's happening?
Do you see the parade? Yes, we have a very exciting Halloween-themed things. Many, many things indeed.
That
Navarus-
one is really cool.
Yeah.
But not only that, we
Wow, what
also
a
have
cool
some
design.
Sentinel accessories.
Oh,
Yes.
Look at the little spooky guy. Here we have the Cavum Sentinel accessory, so we can look at his little, he's got a knife in his head.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
He has been stabbed by a, I think it's a kunai or
Looks
a
like a
despair.
kunai to me,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Someone got sick of their companion dying over and over again.
We have the Nabarus Lotus skin.
So for those
here.
of you that have been playing Warframe through a lot of our Halloween events, the Lotus sometimes looks like a vampire. She has blood on her face. Her skin turns this ghoulish blue. So we'll have a Nabarus Lotus skin that will have the blood detail there. So you could permanently have Nabarus Lotus
There
as a
you go.
skin.
Yeah,
So,
so
just taking a question from Chad, I know that we're not doing that. Rebecca, why are you like this?
Let me just pull off my thinking cap.
Oh, no, there's
we have,
more?
We have more notes for the
Oh,
stream.
God,
Okay.
oh,
All right,
no.
friends.
I'm sorry I asked.
it's currently almost
Sorry I
2:30, so
asked.
we're gonna just
Okay,
move
accelerate,
right along
accelerate.
here. All right, it's time for what you have all been waiting for, and that is to talk about the update, Abyss of Dagothussy. Rev, what do you got?
This is Abyss of Dagothussy.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Dagothussy.
Can anyone even read that?
I can.
Really?
That's all.
Not really.
Very well. All right, we're going to get into everything that Abyss of Dagothussy is bringing. That includes, you know, the new Warframe, our 54th Warframe. That includes all of the quality of life. That includes everything in between. So are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, update. This is update 34. It's a full number update. There is a lot. We are going to walk you through all the content that's coming this October for Warframe.
Let's start. Danny, jump on in, shall we? Yeah. We love to see it. All right, here she is.
Dagoth.
Oh.
Dagoth? Dagoth?
Dagoth?
You choose.
Now, in my hat of many ideas, one of my creative direction highlights in my career so far was there was a debate. Should we keep her thighs thick? And of course, I had to settle this dispute in base camp in an official capacity by saying, keep the big thighs. So that was a very exciting career highlight for me.
Good.
Okay, right to HR with that one.
I think it's important.
All right, so here we have Dagoth in her default thick thigh form. She's coming with 2 idle animations. This is one of them. She has no face. It's very exciting. She will also be coming with an alternate helmet. This is the, I'm going to say it wrong, Gansian.
Oh, that's
Again,
actually.
It is
Sorry?
stunning.
Yep.
If
Stunning
you ever
work.
wanted to be a unicorn, no brainer.
Oh.
I'm trying to rival you.
No brainer.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Wow.
And this is
Yeah.
her alternate helmet that will be coming with the update as well. This ephemera is a tease for something later. Stay tuned for that.
Very cool, sort of witchy, blind witchy vibes. Love that.
Yeah, we'll talk more about her themes and stuff once we get a look for her, but
Yep.
Megan has a lot to show us with her customizations.
cool.
I did a little bit of fashion frame. Jeff, what do we think?
So far, so
So
good.
far, you're.
Well, the
kind
first
of-
2 were
you're
neutral.
Being pretty restrained.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
impressed,
Yep,
actually.
yep.
So far.
So far.
I told you earlier, I
Yeah.
had some good stuff for
I know
you.
you did.
What
you
about this
sounded
one?
confident. Yeah, you're
It
kinda
still
new,
works.
with the
It still
new
works.
bat
Yeah.
sign Dana.
Oh yeah, that is a
Keeping things
winner.
tasteful right
That
now, I
is
know.
a winner.
All right, don't do E then.
Okay,
You're
but
gonna
don't
ruin
do
it.
E.
You're on a streak.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's actually pretty good.
I tried to make her look like a horse. She's got her tail, she's got her mane, she's a unicorn. Come on, Jeff.
Now I
Come
do,
on.
I do have I have to interject here. Skyers, who sculpted and converted Dagoth from the male concept to a female frame,
Cool, yeah.
provided some screenshots as well for a more artistic approach to some fashion frames. So Danny, the first one is like
Ouch.
the Skyers
That's pretty
special,
brutal to you, isn't it?
pretty cool,
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
looking like
Nice pose.
Yeah.
yeah. And then because
I'm
Dagoth,
nervous about where this is going.
you'll see. Do it, Danny. Because she's like the head. She is inspired by a lot.
Horseman.
Yeah, and of course the Dullahan
It's actually pretty cool.
helmet will be coming back, so you can have your headless horseman.
Skyers. I can't compete with you, Skyers. I don't even try. Anyways, so Dagoth, our 54th Warframe. We are going to do a little bit of gameplay in a minute that will feature her brand new signature blade and whip, the Door Clav.
Clave.
Damn it.
Doorclave.
Doorclave. The Doorclave. And it does have, you can screenshot that if you wish. We're going to talk a little bit later about its special trait
Cool.
Back to that.
in the quality of life section of this update, but we're going to just skip over that for a moment. And we're going to go right into some gameplay.
Yeah, so with Dagoth, or Dagoth, we really wanted to try and do a seasonal theme, but with obviously a permanent Warframe. And you're like, she's part of the game. So we wanted to look for some references we had from some of Keith's work for something that really felt horror, and we found his Ichabod
I'm
sketch.
sure it was really hard to find.
Yeah, I know. All this stuff is so not body horror. So we found this original concept back that we showed you at TennoCon.
I love this concept.
yeah, and then-
I'm so glad it's made.
Then we created Dagoth. And what was really important, I think, for, as we get through her abilities, is the idea of an undead vengeance, curses, and a lot of damage. So for her abilities, we wanted, well, you'll see her ultimate may or may not incorporate a assault of Caves, because her lore is all going to be given to you in the context of a Nabarus tale, which we'll talk about a bit after. But you'll get to see some of that. But for Dagoth, her first ability is Word Sights. This is a radial from you. You're getting these kind of spectral sides that will target enemies. So you can see here, you can cast it. You'll get a big spin of those Word Sides, dealing damage, targeting enemies, and then flying off. So this is kind of your initial damage burst with her, where you'll be getting those Word Sides.
And giving viral.
And viral damage type, yes.
Cool.
Now, her kit is really focusing around, which will shock you. We have never used an ability called Doom before in Warframe. So her first ability is Word Sights. It's doing viral damage. It's cleaning areas around Dagoth, and then off you go to target enemies. But once you cast Doom, it's going to be a cone in front of Dagoth, and it's cursing enemies. So these enemies are doomed. The curse lasts a duration. And these cursed enemies get what we're calling the Phantom Wrath curse. So she has a cone in front of her. She's hitting enemies with Doom. If you hit your your Word Scythe on them, it'll do additional damage. It'll do more instances of that Phantom Wrath curse, which creates this sickle over their head that does additional damage instances. So once you see that sickle above their head on those doomed enemies, as you're hitting them with their Word Scythe, you're really going to be spreading a curse and delivering continued damage in the form of Doom and in the form of that Word Scythe. Oh, we got some enemies up here. Just like Hades, hey! Curses are for the Tenno. Then we have Grave Spirit, which is kind of her damage buff and survivability ability. So Megan, if you've pressed 3, you have your Grave Spirit on. If you die while this is active,
I'm trying to die.
so Megan has died. She's now taking a spectral form, which is a instance in where you're kind of truly a Grave Spirit. This has a timer, and then once this wears down, you will have this ability on cooldown. So this is very much a, while you have it active, if you were to face death, you will enter this Grave Spirit realm, and then you'll come back, and then that ability is on cooldown. However, with Grave Spirit, you get crit damage buffs. So you are doing increased critical when you have it active, and if
You
you're
must
hitting
be bored
enemies
today.
with that
Very bored.
Phantom
Supposed to be in class.
Wrath curse, which
Go
is-
to class.
Nah, it's just at an
ability.
exam.
It's that
I was
big
sick.
skill
I
synergy.
missed
So you wanna
everything
do that.
apparently.
You
I
wanna
don't
have
know
your
what's
3
going
up,
on.
which is
You
called,
got no friends in
Grave
that class?
Spirit, and you're just
Damn.
kind
It's
of
an online
cycling
class.
through, keeping that active,
In Gateway.
doing more
Gateway's
crit,
in New Haven.
cursing enemies with the Doom, and then your
Okay,
one is
cool,
obviously
okay.
going to cast
How you miss an online class?
rotation.
Oh, sick. I couldn't even stare at the screen.
Now for the
You
ultimate.
could have had it on and just had it playing in the
Well,
background.
I don't know. Do we
just
need a quick
listen.
recap of all the abilities so far? If you press 1, you'll get your word sights. Press 2, and then you'll do your doom, which will do the curse, and then 3 is your crits are now enhanced. And if you attack people that have that curse on them, you'll do additional crit damage. And of course, in this state, if you die, you'll enter the phantom, the spirit grave realm. And then the ultimate, this is based on her lore that you'll learn from grandmother. This is called Rakali's Cavalry, which, why don't you just hit it up? Summon a charge of caves. Rakali was Dagoth's loyal companion. You'll learn about her.
Cool.
Actually, why don't you hop on?
Oh, why don't I?
Yeah. As you know, in open worlds, you can, yeah. So this is her custom cave cosmetics that Rakali had adorned on her. So currently, Megan's cave has these cosmetics, which you'll see will be Rakali's. So what to say? There's a lot of damage multipliers here if you're using synergies of that Doom Curse on enemies. When you cast Rakali's Cavalry, if you hit enemies that have that Doom Curse, you're going to be doing defense stripping, you're going to be doing additional damage instances with that Ward Scythe over top. So you're really going to be looking at the battlefield and you're going to be seeing all these enemies. You're going to be charging the cavalry through them to do lots of damage on multiple hits. You're going to be tearing down their defenses. You're going to be spreading that curse, which is really important to the gameplay, is if you kill an enemy while the curse is active, there is a spread mechanic. And yeah, you're just going to be tearing through enemies with this cursed frame, really. Cursed energy.
And the passive?
Oh yes, her passive. We have a name for it, which
Abundant Abyss.
Abundant Abyss. Yeah. So the passive is essentially when you get energy or health drops, there's a chance that they'll be 200% more effective. So you're kind of increasing the yield of what the enemies are leaving behind, be it their energy or their life essence in a health orb. So those pickups will have a chance to just be much, much stronger. So similar if you're using things like Arcane, I think it's Arcane Pulse or Arcane Energize, you'll be able to get us just a stronger payoff from energy and health orbs. And there is no cooldown on it once it triggers, I think, is our current planning. You can quote me on that, but the quote might be wrong. So then it's your fault if I'm wrong. But yeah, so this is Dagoth.
Yeah, those horses won't. That's just so cool.
Yeah, and then
That's
they
where
they disappear back to this phantom realm.
Back to the Phantom Realm.
Yeah.
All right, that's Dagoth.
Yes.
Ta-da!
She is our headliner Warframe coming in the Abyss of Dagoth update.
Dagoth, Dagoth, whatever.
Any questions?
We'll find out.
Dagoth. All right. Obviously, the biggest question. Don't even. You just wait.
No,
You just
I
wait.
know.
Oh,
I know. I
oh,
have my cheat
jumping.
sheet. I have my cheat sheet.
The biggest question about Dagoth is how do I get Dagoth? How do you
You
get?
haven't said much. Do you want to?
I got a lot to say later.
He's saving
He's ready.
saving his voice for the quality of life. Yeah.
All right. So with Dagoth, we have a two-prong approach. Well, actually three technically, because you can buy her in the market. But for players that want to earn her, there is going to be a combination of kind of giving new content to the original course. You can go to gameplay now, Danny, by the way. The core original 6 syndicates are going to have something that we're calling abyssal beacons. This abyssal beacon, right now it's using a placeholder image of a void key, but they're very much inspired by the original void key system back in the day. They're basically treasure maps to a haunted ship that the Grineer foolishly piloted their galleon to what we're calling the abyssal zone. The ship's not doing so well. The syndicates all have members aboard, but you can grab those treasure maps and you can run to Ceres and run these abyssal beacon keys to earn the resource from what we're calling Vein Thorn, which is the thorn of an extinct rose. And it's
Had to be a rose.
Had to be a
Had to
rose.
be a rose.
Vein Thorn is going to be the resource that you use to build Dagoth and her haunted sanctuary known as Dagoth's Hollow.
A new dojo room.
Yeah, so for the Syndicate Abyssal Beacons, you can key share if I have one. If I'm playing with 4 friends, we can each, run our maps, quote unquote, run our key shares, and get the. It is a new game mode technically. It's like a twist on Exterminate.
Yeah, it's exterminate with a couple extra wrinkles.
Yes. Yeah. So you'll be clearing out those ships in the Abyssal Zone to get your Void Thorn, and there will be a Steel Path variant as well that has more, or Vein Thorn. Sorry, I meant to say.
Yep.
Yes, so Dagoth's Hollow is a dojo room that is perhaps a little cursed.
Oh, that looks
Perhaps
dope.
not. So this new space is going to be for your dojos, where you'll be able to, first of all, you'll be able to customize
What?
your cave outside of the Duviri setting. So if you don't like going into Duviri just to modify your
It's like a
cave, you can do it in Dagot's Hollow.
a stable
this
type of
place
thing?
will house, your cave. So this is where your cave will be. There's that. That's her idol animation.
Yeah.
That's actually what caves do when they're in love. Those.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
A committed
Oh my
relationship,
God.
Yes.
So you can go to the shrine of Dagoth here, and there actually isn't a research step that you have to wait for this time. You'll build the room. You'll have instant access to replicate her blueprints using the resource from the Syndicate missions. So yeah, there's no research wait for this particular room. However, there is a spooky story. So when this launches, you can listen to the shrine to see what grandmother from Deimos
Damn, I'm gonna have to
might
build
have
this
to
room
say
in the
about
dojo
Dagoth.
now.
How to pronounce it.
How to pronounce it.
Very important thing.
Yeah. The
The-
canon pronunciation.
Yeah.
I see.
The
The
amount-
room is really cool too.
Yes.
Just so detailed. And
I still
interesting.
want an
Yeah, the art
aquarium
team
room.
killed it.
for the dojos.
The idea was we wanted this very spooky room where Dagoth had perhaps been laid to rest, and yeah, they nailed it. And when you hear the story, it's probably one of the darker stories we've ever told in Warframe. So
And you light a candle for every design idea I had that Pablo changes in a quality of life update. Is that how the candle lighting works?
no.
I'm sorry, I'm a spoiler.
That's crazy.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Yes,
13, 14,
exactly.
15.
Yeah, exactly. Keep lighting them.
Keep lighting them. Get your lighters, fillers. Yeah. So
That's beautiful.
yeah. So this
really
room
cool.
is for
Great vibe.
Great vibe. The sound. Oh yes. The smiling. Perhaps that was once her face.
Ooh.
But where's her brain?
Oh.
Aw.
So sad.
Yes, this is all coming, so you'll get some space in your dojo for the room. The resources will be acquired through the Abyssal Beacons, which the syndicates will offer you, and away you go.
Away you go.
Awesome.
Away we
Awesome.
shall go.
Really cool.
Yeah.
All right, and a few other little bit things coming in Abyss of Dagath that are not quality of life related. Void Shell skins! Team has been working hard on getting
I don't
those
care for void
skins
shells.
out, and we have 3 coming with the Abyss of Dagath up.
Who?
Also,
Nidus?
we have Mirage is going to be getting one. Not this. Don't
Oh,
look.
God.
Don't,
Oh,
Don't look,
it's
don't
fine,
look.
it's
Oh,
fine,
wrong
it's fine.
spot, wrong spot.
My queen.
Oh, basic Mirage.
Very
man.
discotheque.
Oh.
Discoteca.
They should do Prime void shell skins too, I think.
It's just where my mouse was.
Okay, never mind.
And then we also have Reb's favorite, Protea will be getting a void shell.
I thought she had one already.
Oh my God, she's so beautiful.
Christmassy for sure.
You said that. Alternate helmet, looking like a unicorn. We got those Kaith cosmetics that you saw. We got Daggoth's Hollow Dojo room that you're going to want to create to craft her. We got void shell skins, Protea
Really gotta
Mirage,
make a
and
whole
Nidus. We
dojo
got Knights
room.
of Navarus coming back. We got lots of Day of the Dead stuff.
they have
new
doors
Sandana
already,
that you
so-
saw, Sentinel accessories, the Navarus Lotus skin that you saw as well. And then we're going to get into these 2 last things, which is the big quality of life and reworks, as well as Grendel Prime after that. Maybe the most we've ever had.
Ever.
Is that,
So
is that an
cool.
accurate
That's
thing to
so
say?
cool.
Confirmed.
Confirmed,
Yep.
most we've
Confirmed.
ever had. We obviously talked about it on 10.0 Live. We went through our little slides beat by beat, and we said we'd deep dive into it, and we are going to dive deep, my friends.
Yeah, Tenokon, I did the 2-minute version. This is the 2-hour version.
Yeah. Exactly. 1,000 Platinum is going to. Can you read that, Jeff?
Uranos
Auranos
underscore.
XI.
All right, you did it. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now. In-game alias, platform play Warframe on, and we'll get you your 1,000
It
Platinum.
was close.
That was you,
Close.
you just pulled
I
it out of
know.
the
I made
fire
sure
there.
to.
What do you mean?
Aunos.
It could have been.
Make sure to emphasize the oaths.
Just go aus on that.
Very
yeah.
well.
Yep.
All right, it is now time for the quality of life section of this update. Strap in, strap on. First of all, one of the most important. What
Again.
happens in Vegas? I'm just kidding.
Oh my
It's
God.
like Tenokon all over
Here's
again.
my big box.
One of the big
Strap on.
things,
I
life-wise
can't
per
with them.
se, is deferred rendering.
Yes, well, I don't know if we said the date yet, but in October, the consoles that we support, our beloved console folks, are actually all going to be bumped to deferred-only renderers, which means the classic renderer will no longer be a thing on consoles.
That's right.
Nintendo Switch, all our Xbox and PlayStation SKUs are all going to be supporting deferred. This is obviously hugely important, especially with our Whispers in the Walls graphical plans. You know that GI lighting only works in deferred. So this is when the switch is going to be made. The Goth update is going to be a renderer unification for all our consoles.
Yes.
No pressure,
Are
right?
you
Steve?
asking me to comment on that?
Any comments?
I just kind of learned this a bit ago. But yeah, the gorgeous TunnelCon demo for Warframe is using the enhanced renderer, and it's also using a new lighting system that does not work in the old stuff. And so and it's going to be rolled out on Switch as well. I saw Switch RIP, but no, it's going to be rolling out there as well. And the great thing, I think, for our artists, there's a lot of cool features that they can use, and they have been using since Angels of Zeraman, that Classic can't see. There's a very, very amazing decal system or decal system that they can't use in Classic. So, as well as that new GI volume lighting system. So this is kind of important for us, and I apologize for any pain. Obviously, like I always say in the old days, if we mess it up, we'll make it right, but it's an important step. It's going to literally cut in half the amount of shaders and tech art maintenance that we have to do for our game. So that's going to be really good for raising the quality for the game, and lets our artists focus more on kind of one spec. And there's even stuff in Duviri, how rocks blended into terrain. You don't see that stuff in Classic, so it's really important for us to get into this kind of one unified rendering framework for all our platforms.
And just, we don't have a date yet, but that does mean the PC Classic will also eventually be retired.
That's right.
It's not happening in this update, but it'll probably be pretty soon. We'll have to see.
It has to be before the next.
Yeah, it has to be before Whispers in the Walls. It's going to be soon.
We don't have a choice because Whispers in the Walls is built completely on this new stuff.
Yeah.
And this is kind of, if you're technically minded, it's kind of like bye-bye light maps in that particular tile set, and then eventually rolling out.
All right. Speaking of date, I kind of forgot and glossed over this, but Abyss of Dagothussy.
Hold X to revive your mom.
Very well. We have a lovely slide, or your internet.
First round of
That's what
changes
people
part
name
2
their
to
pets.
Your mom.
companions
Or your
can no longer
internet, my
die.
internet.
That's what I like.
It's good times. No more will you have that.
Laws are also
So
ways
essentially,
to play
this is going to be our
alongside your
first
companion.
round of companion rework changes. We are going to do a part 2 that will look at abilities. Smida will be part 2.
Yeah, basically the first kind of pain point that we had with companions is they were dead all the time.
And that caused a lot of pain.
So that's kind of the first thing that that we had to address. You know, obviously, particularly with Sentinels that just never came back except for Dujin. With them in particular, they became kind of useless on Steel Path because they would just die in the first minute of the mission and then never come back.
Also, this was with the
And
robot
then
companions
for the
too.
companions that you could, it was really, it left a really bad flavor of mouth to just have like the dog for someone else be dying all the time, and you would just see whoever has died, whoever has died. And so it was really something that just wasn't working. So basically what we did is they don't die anymore, they just go incapacitated, which basically means they're disabled for a certain period of time. So you still don't want them to die, so you still want to put on survivability mods and
Everyone
all
should
that.
just run
But
Panzer
if they
Vopal File,
do,
in my
then
opinion.
they're just incapacitated, and after a little bit they come back. You can also accelerate that period of how long they take to come back to doing certain actions and stuff. We have some mods. I don't know if we're going to show.
Yeah,
Bond
we have the bond mod. Sorry, Danny, I'm skipping one. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you know those are some examples. There's 14 of these mods, I think, 14 new mods like this, and you know they basically give. We don't want mods that are just about reviving the pets because then you know it feels like a wasted slot to invest just on dying. Like that doesn't feel fun. So
Companion
all
will
of
clone
these
itself
have, like, a
each time you
secondary
expend
effect,
100
and
energy
all of the ones
clones
we
will
have
live
some
30
other
seconds and their
secondary
kills
effect
have
that,
50
that
positions
is
to drop
beneficial
energy.
besides
Oh, that
just
sounds
the-
dope.
just the reviving. Beyond the fact that they're now they cannot die, we also enhance their EHP considerably. It varies depending on which of the pets it is, but around 50% more EHP in general is kind of where they landed. Some needed more help than others. You know, some of them were even more squishy, so they'll get I think there's some Sentinels that have like 90% or even 100%.
Danny,
So
we do have an. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, she knows. She got it.
Yeah, so this is one example for the Raxa. You know, you can see the no mods to the new mods. You know, the with no mods it increased by 71%. The EHP itself, but even with max mod is 72%. Again, it really depends on which of the pets. We have way too many, but you know, just to give you like an example of the sorts of things that happened with increasing the armor, increasing the shields. Later on, we'll talk about other changes to shields that also
Okay.
affect this. But yeah, those are basically the first things that we kind of address. So they no longer die, they just go incapacitated. They now have much more EHP. There's a bunch of utility mods related to them being incapacitated and also adding some utility.
Yeah, the
Oh,
duplex
sorry.
bond.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Kind of to keep you more informed of what's going on with them. And then
That's what I want
Just
to
kind
see
of
right
going
here.
over very briefly.
Hydroid's
Obviously,
rework.
We're going to do live Hydroid rework gameplay. I don't know if we want to just go
Changing
in,
impact damage
talk
to
about it as we
corrosive
play. Do
damage
we
and
wanna just
status,
kind of
removing charge
level talk
mechanics,
yeah, I guess we can play and I
Tempest
can
barrage
just
deals,
rant. I mean,
corrosive and
We'll come back
stagger
to this.
enemies. Tidal surge
a
can
lot
be
of what you're gonna
steered.
see, you know, so I'm just
Tidal
basically gonna
surge
tell
could
you
be
what changed.
steered.
So the passive used to be you did the slam dunk into the ground and then a tentacle came out. It wasn't very useful because generally if you pinpointed a hit directly with the slam, you probably killed the unit or you knocked it away. So it wasn't exactly a very beloved passive. So we changed it and we went for the theme of the corrosive waters
The
of
briny, salty seas, lad,
That's
where
it,
the
that's it.
ships will rust.
Bro.
Captain Ahab over here. Wow.
So basically, he now enhances corrosive. So basically, whenever he damages an enemy by any means, they are now more vulnerable to corrosive in general. So the first stack that gets applied to them removes 50% armor instead of the usual 24. What that means is that if you get corrosive all the way up to 10 stacks, you now strip armor entirely. And he has many means to apply corrosive, so you'll see soon that he can really deliver those stacks. So his one, the first change we made to his one is it used to be impact damage, which didn't love, so now it's corrosive because now we have like a pretty. Oh, you can see the little icon on top of their heads. That basically means that they're vulnerable to corrosive, and any corrosive stacks will basically. They don't have to be from you. They can be from anything. Can be from your weapons, your abilities.
remember
it
the
can be
one
from
you
other
could
allies,
hold.
Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you basically
Wasn't she
apply
just
it to them.
tapping it though?
The one no longer. The one used to like knock enemies around, so it was really hard to shoot them because essentially the ability kind of pushed them all over the place. So now it just staggers them, so they kind of stay in place. They still move a little bit because otherwise it really loses the kind of the punch. But now it's they kind of stay in the same range. These guys are a little too weak to really show.
I'm just a strong girl.
Yeah, so I think those are the main changes to the one.
It doesn't have charge anymore.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
a little.
Oh yeah,
detail.
so it doesn't have the charge
is
anymore.
gone. The values for normal cast are essentially the same as what used to be the max charge. So you basically get that now from the get-go. Then from his two, you can see the water thing. They
The
made
water thing.
yeah, the little waterway.
Yeah.
Tidal
Title surge.
search. Yeah, for title search, we basically changed it so it kind of grabs enemies better. Before it just kind of knocked them around. Again, kind of like the one, it just spread enemies around, which generally is not what you want. So now it kind of gathers them with you and takes them on a ride. These guys might be a little too weak for you
Yeah,
to
if they
actually
die, they just obviously die in my
Yeah,
little title
okay.
surge. But
So
they
you're gonna
survive,
see-
they come with me.
trust that they travel with you whenever they survive.
Or die.
That's actually nice.
Survival.
As they travel with you, you're also applying corrosive to them. So basically, they get.
So he does corrosive damage
even
now.
more stacks. So
That's what his
basically
water
if you,
does.
If you grab a bunch of enemies, you deliver it at the end. They're right there in the floor with a bunch of corrosive stacks for you to devastate them. We did a few things with the timing of it. Essentially, before the speed of the wave changed based on duration.
Look at that
We removed
shield
that, but
he
we
has.
increased the base speed. It was very hard to control, and it caused too many issues to have it kind of be volatile. Like you could end up with really slow waves that didn't feel good. So we changed that. So now it's a constant speed, but it's higher speed than what it was in the original. And also now the status clear that used to be in the augment, the one for you is now by default. The augment now only does the status clear for others, which, and it does the cost reduction thing as well, if you still want that. And then a second of silence
For
the
Undertow. R.I.P. Undertow.
Burial at sea. Walk the plank.
Where he
I
no
love
longer
the
goes.
puddle. I
He
will
doesn't
be
go
puddle
puddle
lover
no
till the day
more?
I die. Bury me in that puddle.
No,
I'm
I actually
so
like the
sad.
puddle.
But
Okay,
I
so
understand.
Undertow.
Undertow is gone.
Gone.
Rip Undertow.
But what do we got instead?
No
Yeah,
more
so, I mean,
puddles.
just to kinda
That's
give you, like,
crazy.
a brief. I think everyone knows why it went. Essentially,
I don't.
being a stationary.
I don't either. That was the best
being a
ability
stationary
of him.
model
Was that in the
doesn't really
Kraken?
match the game at all.
What?
Essentially, you have to be in like a place.
Ambushed by puddle?
We did
You
try
better put the
changing
puddle in the
model to a
helmet.
castable thing where you were not the puddle, but then the problem is enemies would not walk into the puddle, so you needed to then get a second tool to drag enemies into the puddle, and it just got really messy. In general, we also don't love enemy denial, which is basically hiding enemies from other players, because it just makes the game more boring for them.
Well, that's what Grendel does.
So yeah, in general, like the puddle just was not working, so we changed it.
Can we get an F in chat for puddle?
Facts.
I don't see any Fs, but I did see someone say it wasn't stationary. That is true. You could move at like 1 meter per second. That is my bad.
If
It
anyone's
was-
going to get you on a technicality, it's Twitch chat.
Yeah,
So
that's
There we
true.
go.
Speak with
We're getting a lot of F's in chat
Yeah.
now. It just took a bit.
Bro,
so
I love the
ability
puddle mode,
basically,
actually.
Any enemies in your view, you can plunder their armor and basically steal it for yourself.
Oh.
This scales based on how many enemies there are and also how many corrosive stats they have. So if you're
So
spreading
stack your
corrosive all over the
corrosive,
place,
then
you
use that
plunder their
ability.
armor, and you end up with a bunch of armor and a bunch of.
I like how you made it a theme by calling it
thunder.
Thunder,
And then,
Oh,
okay, so look at the
damn.
icon. You can see that Megan set up a group of enemies there. She hit them with some corrosive stacks with her Tempest Barrage, and then boom, the armor was plundered. And this is a survivability.
Yo, that's like a
Yeah,
crazy
so right
armor
now,
strip.
I mean, I think she did it on just a few enemies, but she has 518 armor. You can see there on the upper right, on the lower right, sorry, and 130% corrosive damage added to all your attacks. So you get both of those. You get like a half offensive, half defensive, depending on how many enemies you target, and it's and it scales again from any corrosive stacks.
I want to
which
see
you
the
can apply
Kraken
with a
ult.
1,
Is this
you
still
can
the
apply with a
same?
2, and you can apply with a 4, which we'll look at.
You better kept the
Actually,
Kraken
there's-
at least.
There's a bunch of
Yeah.
enemies
Shall
around
we
here.
tentacle?
Yeah, so
Yeah, try and get. Yeah.
so the tentacle, one of the weird things about it is it used to do magnetic damage, which I found strange. So now it's corrosive, just to go themed with.
This
with
goes
everything
corrosive
else.
now, so it's no longer
And
magnetic
instead
damage.
of flapping the enemies around, which I know a lot of people really dislike because similar to what I mentioned for 1 and 2, it just makes it harder for you to shoot them. Now it just kind of holds them in very awkward positions, as you can see. Very compromising positions.
I don't mind
for you
that.
to shoot.
Can I still hold it?
Oh my god.
It looks like you could hold it. Kraken's
So
head
now
still
it holds
pops up
them,
off the ground.
It's applying the corrosive steel.
All
That
right.
looks cool.
There's been some reanimation.
That's some nice
The-
crowd
they reanimate-
control.
Yeah,
reanimations.
the new stuff.
The
looks
the
really
tentacles look
Yeah.
smoother
Yeah, I
now
had
too.
to change a lot of things there to kind of make this working the way we wanted. It used to scale, now it shifts. There's a whole bunch of.
cool.
This one had a lot of technical stuff to get sorted, but
Damn.
it basically means that now it really holds enemies in place. Also, if there's available tentacles and enemies enter the zone,
I missed the
tentacle
puddle
will
though.
kind of go out and grab him so that you can kind of keep it sort of going. It's not just on the first burst to grab them. You just can grab them over time now. And as you see, it's applying corrosive, and it's doing the maximum damage, because again, it doesn't have the charge anymore.
How are
so
you
don't have
scanning
the golden
enemies?
charge to get it going.
Tentacle swarm is no longer held, so all that has been removed.
Yeah, I think the one thing I forgot to mention on the 1 is that the old dogman used to give corrosive. Now obviously it gives corrosive by default, so the new one gives viral, which obviously, if you combine both things, it is quite. It's quite
Corrosive
crazy.
and viral, it
But,
would stack perfectly too with the augment, yeah.
Yarr!
Augment for the 3 heals, which used to heal by people standing on the puddle. Which
Redo.
Maybe they just
redo.
get out of here. That
More
was
work
that was
for
one
Jeff.
we struggled to get out.
More
If I
work
know.
for
This is basically a treatment pass on some things that we
Yeah,
thought
the
we could
removal of
resolve
flawed
fairly
mods and
quickly
Mark
in the
1
QOL
weapons are
update.
going
We wanted
away
to make
now.
sure that we
No more
really
of
were
those.
comprehensive with this QOL update.
Early game
Therefore,
inbox
we
and
got some
junction
things for y'all.
adjustments.
For the first up new players,
Universal
flawed
enemy
mods are
enemy
just no
radar is
longer
about to
part
be
of progression.
universal
So the
now.
idea that you're earning this broken mod.
Wait, I don't have to
um,
use enemy freaking
No.
I wish you split that
enemy
point,
radar
that has caused
or
a lot of
mods
confusion.
anymore.
So
but
MK1 weapons are not removed.
No.
As I just saw.
Quest
Well, no,
improvements for
MK1
Wave Rider,
weapons are removed
Voxelaris,
from Worth
and
Prize as a
Nata,
weapon you pick. They're still in
etc.
the market for credits.
They'll still be in your
I'll
inventory.
keep
They're
my
not
100
going
Forma
anywhere.
MK1 Brad.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
keep
you're
it.
The what?
Okay, one. Come on.
Those aren't going away.
They
Oh,
actually
boy.
exist.
They're just, when a player installs Warframe after this update, when they're picking their weapons and Lotus is like, pick your secondary, pick your melee. There's no
Is that
such
how she sounds?
kind of. Little
Maybe you should recast
Valley
all the
Girl
rest of
Lotus
this
coming
quality of life
back.
changes.
Oh my god. We have our own boo squad here. In short, the weapons a player chooses will be the bow and the Bratton. No longer Mark 1. They will still be in the market for credits and you will still have yours. No problem. Flawed mods, however, will be removed and exchanged for
The real ones.
the real ones with some rank adjustments at the lower level so players can actually use them early on. The only flawed mod that's not going away is the April Fool's ammo drum.
Ammo drum.
You got
The
that one.
ammo drum is staying.
More in the dev workshop if you want details. Early game inbox and junction adjustments. This is just a matter of the grind to progress. Some of our junction tasks were, pick up 20 mods, just some things that felt a little like if you've done it
Tedious.
once, you know how to do it, so don't make you do it 20 times. So we've gotten rid of some of the
Repeated
quota
ones,
junction
I
tasks,
guess.
let's say, where you have to do 20 of the same thing, and replaced it entirely with a quest-based one. So we want you to play Saya's Vigil before you progress, so you can meet the Ostrons and meet the open world. So we've taken off the sort of to-do lists, and now there is a quest junction task there. Some other management has occurred there. Yes, sir.
So, can we keep the broken mods if you already have them and you still have them, and just like don't drop them anymore?
I
Are
was
you
saying
are you
no.
converting
no, they
them?
get converted.
no.
Yeah, we had to
Getting a
convert
lot of
them.
text
You
messages.
had to convert them?
Yeah, because otherwise we had to add like a screen that you could go to do it or something. And if a player
Take a screenshot real quick.
History.
You're our boss. You tell us what we have to do.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
No.
Then we've also added universal enemy radar, which means any player
Cool.
that plays, you will have a 30-meter enemy radar as a built-in function of the game. You don't need to mod or upgrade for that. Obviously, your mods and upgrades will enhance it and make it bigger and better, but just as a default playstyle improvement.
So enemy radar
especially
is
for new players
default
that
now.
Don't really know the intricacies of where enemies hide.
But
in
if you have
levels
the
or
mod, it
visibility,
makes it the
just
radar
there.
bigger.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially, the game plays better when you can tell where enemies are. So we didn't really want to keep gating that behind what right now is mostly animal instinct, which takes a while for. a
Yeah,
new
I use
player to get
animal
to.
instinct in
So
the radar
we
thing.
just felt like it was important to have kind of this by default, and then you can make it even larger if you want with animal instinct or whatever.
And we've reduced some issues with some quests. Wave Rider, the Ureli quest, has a rework. We've gone from
Yeah, I nerfed the Ray Rider Chris.
25 challenges to 15. Most of the challenges are actually combat or different input based. We're not going to make you do a ton of tricks. If you cut to Meg's screen, Danny, you can kind of see page unlocks are down, and there's just simply less challenges overall. Some are a bit more combat focused. So the Ureli Wave Rider quest has been reworked in terms of what it asks of you. And then for other quest optimization, the Nata quest will trigger now if you just see an Oculist, because some players don't know that they have to equip the scanner and go scan.
Oh, so
Once
just
an
seeing
Oculist
it now?
sees you and Lotus reacts, the quest will kick off in earnest.
Oh, that one's actually not.
It's not in?
That one's gonna come later.
Okay, I'm a
But
liar.
we do have a couple for Nata.
Don't
We're reducing the mastery rank requirement.
Don't listen to me at all.
That one's gonna come later. We are doing that one. It's just gonna come in the subsequent Whispers update.
And Voxolaris has simply been rebalanced, but maybe not, because sounds
No,
like
it has.
It has.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
well,
overall difficulty has just been.
Yeah, a lot of players get
reduced.
stomped in that if they go
Yeah.
the core path from Earth to Venus, do Voxolaris, and then they die and die. and
Yeah,
die.
you get stomped if you go there early.
And we have some other just miscellaneous ones. It's all going to be in the dev workshop if you want to check that out. And then Cetus Wisp.
Yeah, so Cetus Wisps run away from you, and players don't know they're there. It's cute. They go up to the sky. They just won't do that anymore. They no longer have the fight or flight reaction. The flight, they've been reprogrammed to love you and wait for you.
Wait, see this
Wisps
Wisp
will
used
no
to
longer flee. That was very
leave?
convenient for new
I didn't
players.
even know they
And then
fleed.
the Necromech acquisition changes are actually pretty substantial. The way to earn a Necromech has been heavily reliant on RNG, fighting the mechs, they drop the parts, go, go, go. We tried to improve this with our past, where we just inbox boxed you the blueprints, and you would still have to go get the components. So that was step one. It helped. What's going to help a bit more is if we put the pieces on Necroloid for token exchange. So you can actually, it's basically the pity system. If you get enough matrices that you're like, oh, I haven't got the parts yet, you can turn them into biotic. So we've essentially
Yeah,
added
still
the
gotta build
pity
Bone
system
Whittle.
to Necromech acquisition for your void ring.
There you go.
And that is a quick recap. That was fast. That's it for that.
That's beautiful. That's it.
Dev Workshop's live.
Exclamation point, new player. If you'd like a link to.
The players that are actually watching this are super used to it, but we have seen that a lot of people do struggle kind of spotting
The
where enemies
auto
are,
particularly
particularly in some of the tasks where
busting deep, busting
they
pause
match a
maybe.
lot the visual of
Dark
the enemy.
Grenier with a dark material.
We have an
and
asset.
Dark lighting.
We have an asset.
Yeah.
So this is what you would see or not see. Do you?
Yeah.
Can you find the Grenier? I can. Can you
Bro,
find the
on my
Grenier?
colorblind self
Maybe
could still
he's
see the
in a puddle
Grenier.
somewhere.
Maybe it's stuck under a puddle. So with the new enemy highlighting system, bam! You can see it. And allies. You can see yourself and your allies.
Yeah, you can basically select to turn it on enemies, on allies, and even on yourself, and you can tweak the color and the intensity.
I think I'm
on
good. I
yourself
don't
and
need
allies.
that.
Oh, so you can highlight yourself.
Yeah,
and
this is really meant for
allies.
those that
Cool.
have, a real hard time seeing these games. A lot of people at TennoCon came up and said, this is one, they're vision impaired, and they were hoping for more in this.
Oh,
department.
cool.
Oh
Honestly,
wait, hold
like,
up.
even for
You
me
can make
just
that like a
trying it with,
fashion
like,
frame
low
type of thing.
intensity, just a tiny bit to help
Yeah.
on some of the darker topics. I find
Makes a
could
big
be-
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And you can choose if you wanted to highlight yourself or not, just so you're excluded from that if you don't want to be your own ally.
Yeah, I'm my own biggest saboteur. So.
Yeah, well, given your limbo history.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Anyways,
Don't look at me like that. I was scared.
You had it won. You couldn't quit.
You know?
couldn't quit. Conservation.
Make you laugh.
Conservation improvements. We have a couple images for this.
We
I
sure
believe.
do, Pablo.
Made the trail harder to see.
Yes.
There's
Uh,
quite a
Well,
bit.
no, those trails
You
are
got
hard to see.
icons on the map.
Yep.
This is obviously what you currently see in game now. It's a bit. What
It's a
are we
bit
looking at here? We got some paw prints.
We
They're
need
all
some
the
more
same.
icons.
Yeah.
Let's add more.
More.
With a
Yeah, so
highlight
the
around each.
current one adds an icon for each conservation spot, and they're all the same.
Yeah.
So the new one makes.
I seen that
different
one when I was
icons
playing
for
last
each,
night.
Animal type, and only shows you the nearest one of each type, so it doesn't get as crazy. Also, once you're looking at them in the map, you can actually in the interactive map, you can click on one and it'll get marked so that you can go wherever it is. So
Yeah.
that
It's really helpful because you can I can click that for Mink and then I can portal to like the teleporter and then
Yeah.
it's still in like a waypoint. I'm like, oh, I can just go my 200 meters over there.
People are
It's
saying,
super
didn't you
helpful.
already do this? Isn't this live?
Yeah.
is not like-
What is
Well,
not
this is out already.
part
to be
of it
clear,
is.
Yeah.
Part of it is.
Part of it is.
Part
I was saying I was playing on
The
Deimos last
Deep
night,
dive is not.
and it was out.
We,
like
we put
that.
out like a little bit early and then now we're doing like the full scope of
Yep.
Ah,
conservation.
okay.
Speaking of, we have the trails. Better
Yeah,
looking
so
trails.
the trails for the footprints, that's how it was before, so this is how it looks on live. And you can see the first couple footprints there, but as soon as it goes into the grass, it becomes impossible to see. I think of all the things, this is the main thing that people complain about. So if we look at the new version, it is
That's
significantly
way better.
more visible, so you can track them quite a bit easier.
And all we had to do was inject the animals with radioactive goo.
That's
and
all it took.
Not the goo.
radioactive.
Wow.
A couple
Good
things
sign
we
to the
don't
lotus.
have images for. We have visual feedback when you get a roar success, and that's mostly for anyone that's hearing impaired, so that you actually don't have to like listen to the roar. You have some backup there that you can look at.
Cool.
We have when you with your scope, you can actually see a little blink for the general direction that animals are in. It doesn't mark them directly, but at least you know which direction to turn to look. So basically, you don't have to kind of just guess based on the sound. And there's a bunch of other little changes here and there for that, but those are overall the main things for conservation.
So, okay, but what if I broke my arm? And I want to still play
Well,
Yo.
we have auto melee coming to Warframe.
Oh,
So
oh.
for the longest, since the dawn of time,
Coincidence.
since the dawn of time, man has yearned to harness the power of
He swear
Warframe
he
with
funny.
melee. And with all of the amazing animation work that has happened in all our combos, players have been able to spam the melee button to achieve forward combos, neutral combos, any number of things. So Meg, go ahead and spam that E button. Danny, come over to gameplay. Look at her go.
Oh, look at me go.
Look at her go.
Oh, I'm amazing.
Now,
I'm
what
amazing.
if you just held
My
E?
wrist is broken.
What if I just held E?
What if you just held?
Oh, let me just take a sip.
So-
of my-
Auto.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is- wow.
So
okay.
auto melee is as simple as it's just a feature in the game by default. You can choose to hold or you can choose to sequence steps. It is up to you.
Cool.
If you want to hold, hold. If you don't, don't. There is like one or two caveats. I think glaives are exempt from this and the wolf sledge because they have the ranged combos. So
Throw stuff.
yeah, so you can, someone perhaps only with one workable gaming arm could just
Wow.
hit E. That's it. That's auto melee.
That's it.
I think
Yeah,
I'd
as
rather
I
tap
mentioned,
though.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on Tenocon. There is another feature we're adding to kind of like a little extra wrinkle to this. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it polished properly on time, so we're actually gonna hold out a melee back, but I don't ask me why, but we decided to push it ahead.
Bruh.
So it feels so. There is a little bit more that's gonna come on the December update, but we'll talk about that when we're closing.
Yeah.
But just know that there is one more thing, because I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, now I'm."
Are you talking about perfect heavy attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not till later in the year. We separated this from that just so we could get auto melee out sooner.
Well, it's good to get it in front of players who might, have a broken arm, so that they can play the game on live. Yeah.
What a world we live in. Auto melee is here. All right, and last but not least in this quality of life section, we've just updated the new update history screen.
Yes.
Hold on, Danny, don't do it yet. Please appreciate
Please
that.
read it.
Please read it. We do write that, and it is honestly just a wall of text that tries its best to summarize the update in as many less bullet points as it possibly can. But now we've updated the history screen to really show you way better at a glance, give you options to really navigate. You can go to the patch notes, you can go to the market. It's really just much better.
Yeah, I'm a believer that generally no one reads, so I think.
Exclamation point, accessibility. Buffs and debuffs in the pause menu, Pablo.
Okay, I want us to walk through an Octavia player's life.
Bruh.
You're Octavia. You're buffing your allies. You're dancing your heart out. You are hitting those BPMs. You are grinding. You are grooving. Your squad mates look over at you and say, "What the hell are all these icons?" You go back to your ship. You cry. You cry some more.
Yeah, so. No, it's just
Great
move right
setup.
along.
Great setup.
Yeah, basically we have a whole bunch of buffs. In fact, we checked and it's over 900 of them. So basically,
I couldn't believe that when I was watching it. I was like, no, 900. Yep.
yeah, so there's a lot of icons that often is very hard to know what they are, especially if you're just starting the game and you're just seeing like little symbols appear, you don't know what they are. So now you can essentially press escape and they'll stay there, so you can hover and kind of understand what they are. Now, as I said, we have 900, so they all have names because they've always had names, but descriptions we're gonna fill over
You
time.
can see the PH. They're working in progress, okay? Helen's got 900 to do. Leave her alone. Let her do her
By
thing.
like 850, it's gonna be like, please stop this.
Yeah.
This buff does nothing.
Yeah.
Delete it.
More shield, less shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna take us a while to go through all of them. This is so in this update you can expect to see icons and names, so at least it gives you some reference of what is it that you're looking
I
at.
hope it's coder names. More damage.
Damatron.
Damager.
But descriptions we will fill over a longish time.
There you go. All right. Also in accessibility that I missed, so sorry, is, and we talked about this earlier, was the weapon trait displays and upgrades. So, Danny, if you'd like to go to my gameplay, please and thank you. Our example today is the new door clef. Damn it! The new door clave.
Every other attempt you get it.
Oh my
So-
god. Obviously, the description exists here, and it has a bit of a passive effect to it. But it would be nice to know this information while I'm in my upgrade screen, while I'm putting my mods on. So what do we have here, Pablo?
Yeah, essentially it's kind of in the same vein. Every weapon that has a special trait, anything that would make it work different, and unless you read the description, you wouldn't know about it, is now surfaced
People don't
here.
read.
People don't read, exactly.
Damn.
So now at least there's something that looks different here whenever you go to a weapon. And also the descriptions in here will tend to be much more detailed, like they'll have actual numbers and stuff. Whereas a lot of the descriptions that you find in most weapons, actually I was surprised that this one had numbers. Most of the times we just put like flavor stuff on those descriptions. So you have to go and check the wiki to understand how they work. So now the information will be here so that you kind of know what's going on as you're modding.
Oh my god, and someone just said Incarnate and Arsenal in chat.
Well,
Someone-
Yeah,
just
that's-
you
yeah,
wait.
Yeah, just you wait.
Just you wait. All right, that is the end of our accessibility dev workshop. Exclamation point accessibility if you'd like.
Be grindy. There's a lot of focus schools. If you ever wanted to complete them all, it might take some time. We've simply buffed the rate at which affinity is exchanged for focus across all lenses. Percentage increases, so you're just getting more focus. And additionally, when you hit up the convergence orb, it'll actually give you focus itself. So you're playing, you see the convergence orb, it'll be worth 5,000 focus, and I believe it's distributed equally among.
Several changes, starting with Shieldgate will Decaying Dragon Key.
Which is a corrupted mod. It will be put in the corrupted vaults where you get your other corrupted mods. But for 1 week, up for free in an alert completely.
You can go to my screen, my gameplay real quick, Danny. There it is.
Um,
Analyzing.
yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Max shield capacity
And I think a big reason for this
1.36.
is the best way to
Plus full
survive in
shield gate
Warframe
immunity
as we
duration.
continue to make this game shouldn't be use a gear item from 10 years ago that reduces your shields because we added shield gating 3 years ago, and both those things happen to work really well together. I love that. I love that players figured it out, but it's not intuitive at all. And it's
Damn,
not
why you have
very,
123 disruptor
accessible, and it
mods?
honestly can be a little. It's off-putting. Like, hey, the best way to survive is to use this gear item that happens to work, which is cool. Like, emergent gameplay is cool, and I love that. But we want it to formalize it, ratify it, and make it a true intended shields are actually good system versus don't use them ever and get rid of them. So.
The last thing is any mods that have shield regen now also reduce the delay.
Yep.
So before you still had the same delay, so those shield regions a lot of times just didn't feel the impact. Now it does both, so you basically get your shields back faster. So hopefully that'll make them, you know, I know a lot of veterans that have all the things might laugh at me in thinking that they would ever use them, but I think for some people, with these changes, they will actually be useful.
We're gonna go a little bit out of order on that, but
Oh.
we're gonna go to Warframe level up stats.
Yeah, okay, so this one is
Pop quiz.
yeah.
We have a pop quiz for it.
This one is both a gigantic change and a change that you probably won't even notice.
Favorite kind.
It's
Insert
both things
slide
at
one,
once.
Danny.
Slides one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you're good at math, Steve. Tell me.
your rank 30 Excalibur has
Yeah.
300 health. You add a Vitality mod with 440% health. How much health do you have?
This makes my eyes. This makes me cross my eyes. Yep.
So if you've ever played Warframe, you know that the answer is 740, which is a bit of a weird math. You wouldn't expect that 440% of 300 health would get you there. But the reality is that that percentage applies on the number of the health number that you had at rank 0, which is not a number you see for long, and it's not something that's exposed. So it's very hard to kind of understand the why for anyone that's just starting the game. So what we did is we changed it so that the level up stats now apply directly to the base. So that means any mods that you put on grow the base, that entire stat. Obviously, that means that we cannot keep Vitality at 440%, or it would be insane. So we kind of redid all the numbers, not only to simplify that, but also to raise the floor. What that means is basically when you don't have mods, you're now a little higher on health, but then with the mods, you basically end up kind of the same place. So you can see in that example, you have the old health at 300, now it's 370, the armor grew by 15, and then the shields grew by 70, and essentially a rank 30 Excalibur with no extra mods has 36% more EHP. But then if you put on the max mods, so if you put all the Vitality, Resurrection, and the Steel Fiber, you basically only end up 7% higher. And the main reason for that 7% is the change we talked about earlier, where shields now absorb more damage.
Yeah, it's not actually a statistical change in the raw numbers, it's a damage mitigation change. However, to be clear, if we've done our job right here, you probably won't notice anything, except easier.
It'd be clearer.
It'll just be clearer.
Yep.
That's the goal. Yeah, so flow, yeah, people are saying prime flow is going to be crazy now. It is not, you're not getting a prime flow multiplier on your max tank of gas. It's just, because it was always applying to your base rank 0 energy pool.
That you
So
couldn't
now-
see
you
anymore because you were
couldn't see
obviously
anything.
rank 30. Yeah.
So now that it's applying to the final number, which is a much larger number, then the percentage can be smaller, and basically you end up around the same place, but everything is clearer now. and also elevates the floor, like I was saying. So any of the things you didn't any of the things you didn't mod, then you have higher, right? So
Yeah. People saying it's Warframe's first stat squish. Like, no, it's just
It's a clarity pass.
it's a
I think.
clarity
it's a
pass.
clarity
Yeah.
pass,
Like Reb said, you shouldn't notice anything, but it'll be much clearer that your health, shield, and like those values should
Yeah.
be much clearer at a glance what you're going to be getting.
Yeah, we might need to do a clarity video on that because if people see lower numbers on their mods,
yeah, but at the same time, like if you actually are more into like the
math.
the maths, all the accounting of things, mods like bigger that have a prime version, for example, now are stronger because the bases are stronger. So there's some winners there. The
They started at 2 on the dot.
points,
It's 3:30.
that where kind of you start higher.
They
so
didn't-
obviously if
they-
you
they
start
went
higher,
over
you
an
end up
hour.
At the same time, that means there's a point that you kind of start going lower. That point is 2 Umbra mods at max. So just for more nerdy.
The Dev Workshop has a lot of maths in it if you are interested
yes,
in
every
looking at that.
Warframe is statted out for you in there.
Yep.
All 53.
Oh, you know what I didn't mention on the companion one?
Oh my god.
So obviously, what you just saw also doesn't affect companions because
Companion ranks were so crazy.
yeah, the companion ranks were insane. So companions no longer have ranks, by the way, but they were
Stats that scale with ranks, to be
Stats-
clear. They still have ranks for your mod capacity. They just don't have scaling stats.
because only a few of them had it.
Yeah.
It was hopeless. Anyways, but Link Vitality, they had Link Vitality, but they also had the Vitality. I think it was called Enhanced Vitality.
Correct.
Enhanced Vitality was really bad compared with Link Vitality. There were no real scenarios where it was better. So now we bumped that up, and it's changed in a way that.
It's in the Dev Workshop.
I was in the workshop. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure is.
We have run out of
It's
time.
useful sometimes.
Some mods are good sometimes. The Warframe promise.
Sometimes not. We make them useful. All right, we're going to move on to break and armor missions. If you're
Right.
you feel good
Yeah.
about
Yep.
that, okay. Moving on to break and armor missions, we have some general quality of life changes,
Oh,
as Taylor put it.
quality of
Oh,
life.
Taylor,
It
Taylor.
hurts. It hurts.
I'm gonna literally write or say what Taylor wrote because it's amazing.
Which she mentioned, shout out to Scott, who submitted them in
Oh,
Perforce as
okay.
if Call was writing his own Perforce CL. It
Okay.
is so
Scott
funny.
did that?
Scott Mellinson.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like he wrote his,
In character,
he
check
wrote
in.
it. Yeah, it's
Oh
so
my
good.
God,
Or
okay.
like inspired by. Sorry, Scott, I
Alright.
didn't mean to call you out there. You're the best.
So our quality of life changes for the break and armor missions are Call see more. Call now has loot radar and enemy radar. Call go fast. Call's max speed and overall walking speed has been increased. Call
Thank
earn
you.
stock. We've added stock pickups to break and armor missions, and Call will now find additional weapons next to his fallen brothers as a way to add more variety to overall gameplay.
Thank
That's
you.
a little bit of a lift for our break and armor.
Thank you for that,
players.
Cal. Cause I
I'll-
stopped
I'll
playing
just
Cal.
elaborate a little bit on the stock one just 'cause
When does it's almost
a little
done.
tricky. Essentially, if you guys, whenever you play a Cal mission,
The
you're
Cal
actually
missions
looking
finally
around
got the
for
bump up
pickups
they
or whatever to
deserve,
find them.
though.
So obviously now you have the loot
Finally.
radar, so that will make it easier. But even when you don't find one, now you'll find a little crate with a tiny bit of stock, just so that you get something when you're looking around, and you don't feel like you just went down a corridor and got nothing for it. Essentially, that's kind of the
Yep.
vibe of it.
Yep, there's 5 stock pickups per mission. All right, moving on. Nightwave changes.
Yeah.
Nightwave.
Nightwave changes.
Nightwave is getting changes.
Those
I'll
were
blitz.
running low on time.
3, 2, 1. We're adding 3.
I grind my night waves, bro, like all the time. They better not do some crazy
In the
changes.
next series, we've done a complete act audit with the goal of reworking, removing, and adding new challenges to the system. Acts are getting changes that we felt reasonable to do. So
And
we,
there is a dev workshop on this.
there is a dev workshop that
You
we
was doing
listed
homework?
all out to reduce the grind, to complete some acts, and expand in the ways players can actually complete them. And for the first time, when you log into Nightwave series, when we have a new one that pops up, you're going to get a screen that kind of highlights at a glance what Nightwave
And
can
it's all
offer you.
pictures, so you don't have to read it.
No reading
Oh,
required.
no reading necessary.
Yeah, so the TLDR there is permanent acts are in addition to everything else, and those are ones we think you can earn in the natural state of play just to make your life a bit easier to progress in Nightwave.
Sorry, no, they replace some weaknesses.
Well, yes,
so-
but they're just always there.
Yeah, they're always there. And the main idea is like we still like the Nightwave kind of makes you go to different parts of the game, but we thought it was too much that all the acts do that. So now 3 of them are basically things that you're gonna get just by playing normally, completing
cool.
missions, killing enemies, and whatever. So you'll basically get a little bit just from playing, and then the other ones are like you know from before, essentially things that do make you go and do this particular go murder a thumper or whatever, right? So
It's always a
So
thumper.
that's coming partial release. Some of it will be live in our Nightwave, like when this.
Seems like they
comes
made
live.
Nightwave
You can't
easier.
change night waves from like daily to weekly because then there's that standing issue if you're like currently in the middle of a night wave. But we do have some changes that'll be coming in this update to current acts that just kind of change the requirement for them. So instead of getting 10 of this, you gotta just get 5, stuff like that, just to kind of reduce it.
yeah, I haven't noticed that we removed 12 acts that we saw feedbacks as not being fun. We reduced the requirements on around 25 of them, and there will be 14 new acts.
Yeah, so the reduced requirement ones will be in this update. Other ones when we do the next night waves.
Yeah, which will be this year.
All right.
Damage.
Attenuation.
I'll just take this one pretty quickly. This is only in the context of Archons and Archon hunts. We do have damage attenuation, aka damage pillows, on these boss units, which lead to like kind of 2 paths. If you don't have the build that one-shots them, you're usually, I think you like to say, chopping wood.
Yep.
You know, you're just shooting
Yep.
away, waiting for the damage pillows to kick in.
Oh man.
What we've done with the initial goal was sometimes you can be in an Archon fight for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're playing with people that don't really know the meta. So we've just taken the damage pillow, if you like, this is a visual metaphor. Right now it's like, it lets this much damage in over the attenuation, and we've kind of made it like that. So we've just made it so that you'll be doing more damage to Archons more frequently. The intention is to shave off, on average, if you're not using your one-hit builds, shave off the time it takes to complete an Archon run. This dev workshop, it will be live after this. It'll go through how it's going to impact the spread of ways that you deal damage to the Archons, because right now, criticals roll after the damage attenuation. It's just kind of all over the place. So we're just, widening the gap so that people with high rate of fire weapons, with other things, can do more damage.
Some
So those
another
essentially
bow with
just
radiation about to be cooking
more
done. That's what I'm hearing.
damage is calculated to try and make them go faster for players that, find them a little too long. And that's basically it.
Yep. All right. We'll move right along to barrel scaling. Pablo, you made a lovely video for us.
Is that
didn't
even
you?
on this?
No, it's
Barrel
not.
scaling? Oh my god. Okay,
But
this
it
is
is.
actually going to save Warframe. This is
it.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
Before, barrels were the worst. Enemies would laugh at your barrels. Look at them laughing. They see your barrels, they don't care.
Oh, so explosive barrels actually do damage
Yeah,
now.
so
Okay.
It's essentially that. The barrels were just kind of for funsies before, because they didn't really do enough damage to have any impact to enemies. So now they do, and depending on how close the enemy is to the barrel, sometimes they insta kill, as you're seeing there. If they're a little further away, they take a lot of damage, but they don't fully die.
Yeah, so we'll be expecting barrel montages after this update releases. We want to see your best barrel deaths.
Yeah. Take your barrel before videos now. We'll compare notes in October.
Yeah, who knows what kind of gas is in those barrels, am I
Mm,
right?
bruh.
They mock me, but I actually really care about this stuff because I find like interactive things like that in levels are really cool.
Oh, they're great.
They're
yeah.
great. This is the best.
Enemy scaling.
The best
Yeah.
day ever.
People
That's so
love
great.
barrel frame. It's
Yep.
perfect.
Barrel frame.
All right. Going back to that comment we saw earlier about incarnate evolutions. If you're involved in the incarnate system, you know that you pick a perk and you're set with that perk for life. You're locked in.
Forever.
Now you're not.
Yeah, we basically made it
Gameplay,
so
Danny.
at least swapping them around, you can now do directly in the arsenal, so you don't have to go to Caballero to swap them around. You still have to go to Caballero to unlock, to install your incarnate adapter. Essentially anything that's like an actual progression of the incarnate system, you still have to visit Caballero for him to help you out with this. But just to swap them around, you can now do it directly here at your convenience.
Do the barrels do friendly fire?
They do friendly fire, but it's extremely reduced. So you basically it's not impossible for you to murder
Scaling
yourself.
Gotta be a
Fire.
gamer. Gotta be a gamer. Speaking of being a gamer, if you are a gamer, you might have gone through Steel Path Circuit and gotten all your incarnates. So what's next for you? What else can you acquire?
Well, if you're
What
rank
do-
9 in the Duviri opportunity, whoosh, there's new rewards.
Not gonna lie, I picked mine already. Sorry, Pablo.
Yeah, so basically you can you get all the options for incarnates just as usual. But if you want, if you unlock that particular intrinsic, you can now select a ribbon instead, a ribbon or two instead. Basically, there's the 3 main types appear there for you to choose. So you have something to do once you went through all the incarnate adapters and you have them all.
Yep. There you go.
And that's it.
They were just showing some
done.
rework and
That
changes
part.
to the game, and then the new
Did you miss
Warframe.
anything? You good?
I have a few.
Give her. No.
That's basically what they did here for in the next
We did
update in
about
October.
one
Is
mod
basically when all
description,
these changes are
which
coming.
is basically, we changed about 50 mod descriptions to be more clear.
They do a dev stream
Just
at the end
things
of
that
every
were also
month,
confusing
so
about how they worked before. 50 plus all the Bane mods also got touched, so it's a bunch of different mods that got updated. The finisher types. So basically, there's a lot of things like degrees and things like that, or an augment for in arrows that was tied to finishers that wouldn't trigger from mercy finishers or from ground finishers. Basically, we had like a distinction between finisher, ground finisher, and mercy finisher. So now all of those would respond to the same. Basically, they would trigger the same events, and also ground finishers will now deal true damage. So they're quite a bit stronger.
It's a shame you changed Hydroid's passive. It doesn't knock him down anymore.
Yeah, maybe
Reverse,
now,
reverse.
maybe now you miss it.
No, you're getting
yo,
rammed.
Hydra's pedal is gone. I'm sad.
All right. Exclamation point system
Oh,
QOL if you would like a link to the dev workshop.
That's like
I'll-
legit impressive, guys.
What do you
No
think?
more pedal for Hydra is crazy.
We're being reviewed right
Yeah.
now. They're
That's
reviewing
wild.
our work.
Hydra's new
I
work
know,
rework
like
is
a
cool
person in
though,
chat
but I'm
actually
mad
don't, who's
no
like,
more
"I
puddle.
should've shipped this
I used to
way."
love puddle mode. I would.
I agree. 10
When
years
there's a
ago,
defense mission,
we
I'll
did
stand on
that.
top of the defense, go puddle mode. I just keep grabbing them with the
That way, my
antenna.
friend.
I was like, yeah, I'm catching. I
It
like it.
doesn't exist. Yeah.
No more puddle mode is
I think the clarity
crazy.
is great, and the changes
Yeah,
of
it's
scaling.
really
I'm very curious what'll happen with.
Why is Steve and Jeff here?
the shield.
Yeah,
It
the
seems
shield
They don't
there
work
is
on Warframe anymore. They
quite
work on
significant.
Soulframe.
And yeah,
We will obviously be watching, monitoring when this
They're
goes
just here
down.
to fill up
Hear
the chairs?
Feedback. I know we just put out 5 developer workshops, and I understand that's a lot. So if
Yeah,
you
they
just
better announce that
really
Soulframe's
want
gonna
a
start going live with
workshop
dev streams too.
exclamation point workshop.
Still waiting for that game to
It's
drop.
gonna
obviously.
be-
Is it comes out next
all of
year?
this comes out October 18th.
October 18th.
No way.
October
Oh my God.
18th
Come
is
out that
crazy.
soon.
Yeah.
But wait, do you know what else?
There's more.
There's
God,
more.
There can't be.
Guys,
There
we're not
is more.
done.
We're not done.
So October 18th is the big update.
Also coming with the Abyss of Dagoth update on October 18th is Grendel Prime.
Grendel, I forgot about Grendel Prime.
Our sweet baby Grendel.
Come on over to
The
here.
big boy,
Oh, there it is.
Mr. Roly Poly. I eat everything in my
Tests,
path.
baby. Look at those tests.
Oh my god, he looks so good. He is getting a Prime trailer, which will be launching closer,
Looking fun.
and it's looking very fun.
Yeah, awesome.
He
So we
looks
got
tough.
Grendel Prime. Coming with Grendel Prime is the Xylock Prime, of course, and
Hear the
even
Moto
more,
Moto
of
song
course,
playing
it's
from
the potato
Madagascar.
stick, the Masseter Prime.
I'm so glad this.
Look at that.
What was it? Escape from Africa?
Look at it
He's
go.
the most insane intricate melee weapon. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like a
Literally
rototiller. I love it.
Yeah, it is
so good.
So many
potato.
times I tried to get this.
Also coming with Grendel is a Prime Syndana, the Sumba Prime
Yeah,
Syndana,
it's amazing.
and the
That's
ephemera
sweet.
that you saw earlier is the Oni Prime ephemera, which is very dainty for our boy Grendel. I
No,
think it
it
looks
is
incredible.
No,
It's
it's
incredible.
so good, yeah.
And I also have some more fashion frame. Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Oh
Anyway,
God.
don't look at
Very
this one
nervous
though.
now.
Don't look at this
That's
one.
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yep. It works,
on,
it works
Jeff.
for me. Jeff
Yeah.
is pausing though, but it works for me.
It looks like Midnight colors from Twilight Princess. Is that what it is?
My girl. My girl. Actually, don't know what. Oh, this was just like we can play the random colors. Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Keep hitting it.
he looks
Ooh,
incredible.
okay, that's more my
knew you
style.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there
come
he is.
on.
There he
Come
is.
on.
But I did do a little bit of fashion frame with that Oni ephemera because it honestly is very tasteful on a lot of frames. What do we think of her?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that works. That works well.
Skyers Drew and Ivara Prime on my cast.
Oh,
This is
that's
girl.
awesome.
This is the one frame that Skyers complimented me on, and I'll never stop saying that.
Oh, thanks, Skyers.
So anyways, Oni ephemera works on some really nice ones, and another one of my favorites, sorry, it's just Ghost with the deluxe skin. He go fast. Look at him
that
go.
looks so good.
Look at him go. Jeff.
The skin looks amazing.
Target blank.
Do you remember when
I do like the skin a
Remember when
lot.
Homer
Jeff really don't like Meg's fashion frame. It's crazy.
Well, I'm offended. Anyways,
So the
Grendel
skin looks
Prime
amazing,
and all of
not the
those
color though.
Prime Additions will be
crazy.
coming with the Abyss of Dagoth update.
Yeah, so the day that update
Tenno's
comes,
going.
all platforms,
I can't believe they're going to
get
Twitch
your hands on
Con.
all those changes, those 5 dev workshops, the brand new frame.
October 18th is not that far away from now.
Treasure map, ghost ship, syndicate missions, Dagoth's dojo room, the frame herself, and then obviously Grendel Prime is launching. So if you want to support us with a Prime Access purchase with that media update, it'll be there for you.
Ooh, meaty
Grendel.
update. I like it.
Meatiest update.
Let's do 1,000 platinum before we talk about cross save.
Oh, they're about to talk about cross saves. Tell me it's coming out in October, man.
There aren't no deluxe skins in this update.
No, next update.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we get to the dev stream to talk about that,
You're excited?
breaking news
Oh, you were staring at. You had other shades.
No, I actually don't.
about the Sevagoth deluxe skin.
Oh.
It's always so cool.
Is it the fish?
It's too cool.
No, it's not. the fish.
Shouldn't have said anything. Stop.
Yeah, it's really
1,000 platinum has gone to
Danny 2007.
Hey, Danny.
Danny, is that you?
Danny.
Done.
2007.
Nah.
You have won 1,000.
They gotta talk
platinum.
about cross save.
Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now. You're in game. And we'll get you your 1,000 platinum.
That's what I was waiting for, the cross save.
Sorry.
Let me know when it's coming out.
No and love from 10 Live. We did announce on 10 Live that cross-platform save is coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna start playing on PC.
When I get my PC, I don't
Yo.
have over.
Word.
Also mentioned during 10 Live is that we were going to have some behind-the-scenes code that is in Abyss of Dagoth that is
So you
going to
want to
lead
give
to
me
the rollout
a frame
of eventually
slot,
cross-save.
bro?
And one of those
I gotta
things is
farm
the
plat
clan
first,
system
and then
rollout.
I'll get you.
Yeah,
You could have
might
just
be
asked me to help you with your Nightwave, and I'll get you that slot thingy.
Truth for clans and
Nightwave gives away
When I
free.
have a day off.
Yeah.
update will
Because Nightwave does weapon slots and Warframe slots.
players notice, so I assume that's what we're going to talk
That's
about.
what it is.
Oscar's tablet
With the Abyss
stand.
of Dagoth update, we are adding cross-play clans. So if you opt in, that's going to let you invite
Cross-
players from other platforms.
Cross-play
to join your
clans is
It
coming
also
up
shows if you have a
first.
clan advertisement
That means I
on
can
other
get people
platforms,
from
they can
other
see it,
consoles
they
in
can
my
also
clan.
join your clan cross-play.
Johnny's about to
Now,
join
this is
up.
cross-play
Lindo's about to join
feature,
in.
But like you said, it's part of a much larger initiative.
We about to be
that aims
poppin'.
Cross-save when it comes to clans and comes to dojos. So there will be behind-the-scenes code involved in that is going to result in things later on. But this is kind of the first step. as
Cross-play
we
clans
Move
first.
things around. We have nothing
I'm about
to
to,
share
I'm about
on
to, I'm about to get
rating
Johnny's on
or
PC.
anything
My
now.
friend Lindo's on
We're
PC.
trying to give you the true facts versus what we think we
And Lindo's waiting to join. He's like, I can't wait to dismantle my dojo.
Friends stuff isn't in this one either, is it?
I thought the friends list was.
I thought the friends
That might be.
Huh?
It's at least setting the stage for it. Like
Yes.
we are.
The dojo battles aren't friendly. They're never
Plans
friendly.
are, yeah, it is being tested
What
right
you
now.
talking about?
Crossplay-
I just
cross-platform
devastate
friends
everyone with the
Yeah.
smallest
is
blades I could
tested right
find.
now. It will be coming. I'm not sure.
I use
how.
dual Zorins and
I
I
upgraded since the last time, bro.
I one tap people in the dojo in the duel room. You don't want to 1v1 me in Warframe.
Shall we do Wisp Prime access?
Once
Before we
I
move
heard
on.
about the ether
to-
daggers, I'm like, yo.
Oh damn, you ether dagger? That's crazy.
Any news on Warframe for Android? Nope.
Guess what, Joey?
Can't wait. My
PC
PC is
Huh?
moist and ready.
You must be a Hydroid player.
Not,
your
not in a
cooler.
puddle, though.
I figure out how they work.
Nah, no
For
problem,
tuna?
Pablo.
No
A1
problem.
with it,
RIP.
bro. I'm
RIP.
working
All right, Wisp
everybody.
Prime access is going to the lucky Twitch viewer of. I can't read that.
Drag.
Thorth?
Drag
Thorith?
So I got a list.
Drag Thorth.
Drag Thorith.
Drag Thorth.
Underscore.
Congratulations, you won a
Drag
Wisp Prime.
Thorth underscore.
It's basically done now. Now I'm gonna, Tyler, you down the game?
Watching right now with your in-game alias platform and play Warframe and we'll
sorry,
give you
bro.
Your Wisp Prime
I was
access.
just reading it, I
Hey,
put
the
it on,
next
I'm like,
step
what?
will be Grendel
I was a part of the job description.
All right. There's a reason why these two individuals are here. We
What?
have a
We're
word
here
from
to
our
just have fun.
sponsor.
A word from our not soul
I
friend
thought
sponsor
we
in the Warframe Desert.
Same.
They said a word from our sponsors. They're their Soulframe is the sponsors. That's why they're there.
Excited. I'm just very curious what's going to happen with the meta with these quality.
Give me the beta.
Wait, did I join my clan? Oh, no. Okay, and now a word
Depends on
from our
colors.
sponsors.
Soulframe. Take it away,
Oh
boys.
my god, that is so outrageous.
Why not?
Why not?
Warframe is funding
Yeah, Warframe's our
Soulframe
sponsor.
development, so it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, but you funded this dev
Do
stream.
you have
Oh, did
gummy
I?
worms?
Yeah,
No.
you don't give me the words back. You get the words.
Okay, here we go.
Danny?
You caught them that time.
God.
We don't have.
I would actually love if she had chucked it.
Soulframe, but we have a little bit to say about it.
All right, hold on. They're about to talk about some Soulframe. I'm actually wanted this.
If you go to our
yes.
YouTube page,
Yeah, they made a YouTube video live for
Music will
Soulframe.
Take you right there. Look at that.
So the beautiful song at the climax of our live demo at TennoCon, a lot of people were requesting the song, so you can get it today and loop it on YouTube. Yeah,
Please go listen. It is beautiful.
please go listen and what did they say? Smash the.
I think
buttons.
Johnny said he was
Smash
down to
it.
play today too.
Crush those
Yeah.
buttons between your thick thighs.
Whoa!
Hey, yo, Steve, what?
And, we information.
Yeah,
preludes
we're gonna
coming.
hopefully do a regular check-in with some of the developers on kind of the progress of the game. That
Yeah.
can I give insight to?
Progress of the game, you say.
Yeah, and if you want, there's some people just are like, shut up and tell me when the game's out. Obviously, this channel's not going to be for you because we're a bit of ways out working on the game still.
The YouTube channel.
The YouTube channel and the game itself.
And when is this game coming?
When is this free game coming?
But-
Yeah.
That's a pretty big but there.
So we've got the Discord. That is-
Exclamation point
I'm
SF
joining.
Discord.
Yep.
Want to join?
So far, got their own
Sarah's
Discord.
in there now.
So
Sarah's
Sarah's
in
in there
there.
waiting
Yeah.
to chat, and Jeff and I are gonna.
Dude, it's almost 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I
I'm kidding.
Before Jeff's nap, he's gonna jump into the Discord, and we'll be in Discord.
Is Scott in the
for the
Discord?
next few hours answering questions that you might have. if
I
you're
honestly
interested in
miss Scott.
Warframe.
I'm in it.
I know there's not a lot to go on yet, and we're still early, so if you are, just shut up and wake me up when the game comes out. Then this isn't for you, but if you want to,
Oh my god, there's people in there!
you want to be early in there, come by and we'll talk to you. And then lastly, I think, which is a little more nerve-wracking
Scary and exciting.
and dramatic,
Yeah.
is, well, I suppose in the same way that we built Warframe, we'd like to build Soulframe with some of you. And that means that in December, we are going to be offering,
We're hoping for December.
in December,
Doesn't say what year.
in December,
I
a
think
very
we broke Discord. It's too fast.
Okay, well, we'll put slow mode on. In December, we're going to start kind of raffling off slots to play basically the Preludes version of Soulframe, which is the prototype pre-alpha. You thought the beta tag on Warframe was a joke. Well, this alpha tag is not a joke. And so I think this is going to be PC first. Obviously, the game is going to be on many, many platforms. But during this Preludes phase, just for the iteration time,
Give me the beta
we're
right
gonna be inviting
now.
small groups of people to come in and give us feedback on really simple stuff like, how does the melee combat work, the parry system. You can you'll be able to run through what is essentially what you saw in the TennoCon demo and play that boss fight and explore the Undercity and take a look at the Midrath Isle. Play some songs and meet little Avocot, our little sneezing plant sprout folk.
Helping us test out some loops.
So again, if you don't want to see how the sausage is made and see a whole bunch of like broken whip stuff, this is definitely not something you want to be involved in. We'll probably be taking slots from people who signed up and reserved their Envoy title, preferentially from early, and then we'll just kind of be doing them in pockets. So it's not going to be a huge group. But I would like to, if we can we invite someone from chat maybe and give them an opportunity
We
as well
can do a
to be
lucky.
to be the first into the Preludes in December-ish.
All right.
If you sell this on eBay.
We're gonna do a Soulframe key Twitch picker. Now, it's obviously not gonna do anything right now for you, but we
Yep.
will get you to
Get your
whisper
info,
us.
yeah.
We'll get your email. We'll get it all
Yep.
sorted out so
Yep.
that you will be in that
Is it-
alpha.
Is it going to be multiplayer?
Yes. So
Player King.
Player King X47 the first.
Damn,
Very
lucky.
important.
The
Player,
first, I can't
Come
believe
on,
it.
really?
That's ridiculous.
That's amazing.
please whisper. The Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now, we need your email. We're going to chat with you. We'll get
Yep.
all the information we
That's
need from
cool.
you, and then we'll obviously be in connection with you when it gets closer to this alpha.
That's right. And again, if you are a console player, my apologies. The cert stuff does kind of make it a bit of a barrier for us to do this kind of Preludes prototype. So this is going to start on PC, and then we're going to open it up to more platforms. Obviously, our intention is to be on those consoles as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We started talking about how happy TennoCon made us just to be back in person with our community. We're really it's October next week, and we have a great Warframe update. Soulframe is going to be kicking off with this pre-alpha. And
That's
then,
the correct number.
of course, we will have a October dev stream and a November dev stream, both of which will be looking towards Whispers in the Walls, which is releasing this year for Warframe as well. So you're getting a content drop in October, and then the next major one will be in December, probably. Don't quote me.
Did you see the YouTube, the Nine Inch Nails?
I probably shouldn't have said December. I don't think I
YouTube?
was supposed to say anything.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Oops.
nah, you're fine.
Maybe it's November and I'm lying.
Christmas.
Under
Anyways.
promise, over deliver.
All right, we made it under 2 hours.
Oh, great.
Not bad.
It's only 3:53. We have 7 minutes. What do you want to film?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm going to fill my diaper because I really have to pee.
There you go.
Sorry. All right, Danny, do you mind just doing the Abyss of Dagoth slide? Just the big and we'll just really quickly recap.
Oh my god, people are going to want shield blessings now. For
Oh, legendary people. Progress. All right, just to recap everything we just talked about, not Warframe. Update 34, Abyss of Dagoth, launching October 18th. Our 54th Warframe, her new melee weapon, the clave, whatever. Dagoth, whatever. Alt helmet, Case Cosmetics, Dojo Room, we got Void Shell skins, we got Knights of Navarre stuff. All of that quality of life that you listen to us talk about, show you, is all coming. Those reworks are all coming. Grendel Prime, and all that great stuff. So that is all October 18th, coming to you live, all platforms. We'll see you then for that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a crazy update, and I want to thank the team because,
Yeah, thank you
like,
to the
we
team.
made this, the whole team made this, and obviously we're just kind of here showing you
I'm embarrassing
the
them,
work
like
of a lot of
always.
people. And you know, this update had worked at the same time as Tentacles was being worked on, and as the later update of Whispers of the Wall is coming. So it's crazy the amount of work that they put in.
Yeah, and
just thank you, everyone.
people have been making just incredible decisions and contributions to the team. So very happy to see everyone working together to give the community some cool updates. It's been a great time, and I'm very happy, and I hope everyone enjoys what's coming.
So October is going to be a big month. 10 VIP, see you in Vegas if you're there. We got Quest to Conquer Cancer campaign, lots of streams coming your way. We got the big update coming. So October is going to be a juicy month. And I'm
How
excited.
juicy? Bursting?
No, disgusting.
Will it be bursting with juice?
All right, that's it for us.
Yo.
See you in 2 hours for prime time. Thank you.
It's actually true. It's actually true.
Why don't we just keep going?
no,
Stay
let's
here.
not.
Oh wait,
No.
people are saying how we're gonna get God for Prime. Barrow will have it eventually.
Oh,
Barrow
sorry,
is
yes.
here.
I
Yeah.
had that noted, and I completely doesn't.
I got you.
Barricatier will have the Gopher Prime, as he usually will have the TennoCon items. All right, that's finally it. Jeff, thank you for being here. Steve, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Great shirt.
Oh,
Reb,
thank
thanks
you.
for being here. Great hat.
Yep.
Paulo, thanks for being here and wearing
Nice pants. Nice
Danny, thank you for running the stream.
Danny, catch!
Daddy.
Oh my God. All right, we will see you in 2 hours for prime time. Bye, everybody.
That ending was so hectic. All right. Well, that's it for me.